Right, so I'm starting with the Unit 2 revision for the syllabus FA3. So starting with the first question is coming in front of you. If you know the answer, you can give the answer on the mic. So question number 1, first to listen to the question. Through which product Google can have phone number of all your friends, location of your house, photos, and even the important events such as birthdays, marriage anniversary, etc. So what do you think? You can either give your answer on the chat box. It is a mandatory software and all these things are inbuilt into that software. Okay, so Google Drive, if you are saying, then and Google Photos will have only the photos only. So something which is accessing all these things. Else?
Android.
Android, yes. The correct answer is Android. Okay, so these things are coming under the ethical issues, that when the data is there, so how the company is going to preserve that information, how it is going to secure it. So, and it should not be go outside. This data should not be going outside because these are private data. So consumers' privacy is at risk. That's why we study about ethics. Next question. Why user allows permission to access device location gallery or mail? Now this is a descriptive type of question. So why do you think user will allow permission that okay, anybody can access my location or gallery or mail? What is the reason behind it? Yes. So Vinayak is saying that yes. Vilina said wait. So many yes. Vinayak has said so that the application can work the particular function that is required. Velina is saying to be able to use that app and for security purpose. No, security purpose cannot be the reason. We cannot give access to our location, gallery or mail for security purpose. It is a completely opposite. So the correct answer is to install some app for availing helpful services. So that yes, for service reason, for installing some app, and that app is providing us some service. So that is the reason why we allow any app to access our information, access our private data. So that might be that app requires that information in order to work better or in order to provide better services to us. So that is the reason we get some services and then we compromise with our data. Okay, so question number 3. Which ethical problem can be reinforced by AI system which learns from the biased real world data fed into it? Now there is a term related, now that is a problem arising when we are providing biased data from real world into the AI system. Then the same problem will come, which you can see in the example. Okay, gender discrimination can be one example of that. Another word we use that is related to AI, that is problem of, yes, right answer Hunar, inclusion, problem of inclusion. That means some of the people, some of the users are included while many of the people are not being able to include into that. That is inclusion and exclusion. Those are including and some of are excluded. So that is what you have written, that discrimination. So the ethical problem that will be coming out due to biased real world data fed into it is the problem of inclusion. This is an interesting one, an advanced question. Okay, but related to your topic as well. Identify the Twitter user by the profile pic who has tweeted more than 96,000 times in 16 hours and was removed within 24 hours for offensive remarks. The correct answer, as you have said, Microsoft Tay. But Tay is the correct answer, and Tay is not a person, but actually it is a AI chatbot by Microsoft. So artificial intelligence chatbot. So Microsoft has created a chatbot, and then it felt very happy that we have created a chatbot, and now this chatbot is going to learn from all the tweets user is going to make. Okay, so they have launched it and then see what has happened. So as you can see in the next slide, Tay.ai, and at the left side you can see the official account of Tay. In the description you can see Microsoft's AI fam from the internet that's got zero chill. Okay, so that's got zero chill means that this user is not going to stop anytime, not going to take rest. The more you talk, the smarter Tay gets. So this was claimed that this Tay.ai software will keep on getting better and better the more you talk. And the problem was that it has become so much better that within 24 hours it has to be taken down. Okay, so let's see what was the problem it has got. Tay was designed as a conversational understanding experiment, which means that the more you chat with Tay, the smarter it gets and the more personalized your conversation gets. So if the person starts sending Tay messages related to Hitler, the AI will most likely to reply with the same. So that means that Tay is getting smarter and smarter, and it is going to reply the appropriate answer for every question. But what happened? That however it took less than 24 hours for that robot to be corrupted and prompted to start spitting out racist, misogynistic and all sorts of offensive remarks. Okay, so we are proceeding with the next slide now. Components of good AI policy. Components of good AI policy. Now this is there in your course. So now let us discuss this one. That if a AI system is being created, then there are certain points which has to be kept in mind, so that we can say that okay, we are having a good AI policy for my project or for my model of the model based on AI. So first of all, an AI system must be transparent. It means that how the system is working, from where the data it is getting, and how the system will learn, it should be known to each and everybody. It should not be that something is happening behind and what it is doing we are unaware of. So AI system must be transparent. Just take a case of an example of Alexa, that everybody knows that when we say that Alexa the keyword will come, then only Alexa will start listening. Okay, so this system is completely transparent. People know that okay, when we will give this keyword, then only the system will start listening. So this type of transparency should be there, so that people can understand better that how the device is working and their privacy is not compromised. Right. So the next policy is an AI must have the rights to the data it is using. An AI must have the right to the data it is using. AI cannot take any data randomly from any user from anywhere. So it should first obtain the right. It should first take the consent of the user. Then only it should take the data and use it for its development. So this is the second major policy for that. Third, consumer must have the choice of leaving the AI system. It is not that once the consumer has taken that AI system, you can mute it so that you can listen directly from here. So consumer must have the choice of leaving the AI system. So whenever consumer feels that I don't want this AI system, he can opt to quit. The data collected and the purpose must be limited by design. As we all know, that AI systems learn by itself, and then they also reprogram themselves if the output is not coming properly. But how much it will change, how much progress it will make, there should be some restriction regarding to the design. So that is what it has been written, that data collected and the purpose must be limited by design. That whatever it has been designed for, it should not act beyond that purpose. It should not start acting by its own. It should not start taking data by its own. So everything should be predefined, that okay, the system will learn, but its limitation would be here, so that we don't fall into some problem later on due to the software. So the data collected and the purpose must be limited. And finally, data with the AI system must be deleted upon request from the user. Now, whenever at any future time user feels that whatever data I have provided to the AI system, I should not have given to it, or I want my data back, or that data should not be used by AI system, then that data can be deleted if the user wants. So these are the 5 main points. So I'll just go through it once again. An AI system must be transparent, and AI must have the right to the data it is using. So without getting consent, AI should not use the data. Consumer must have the choice of leaving the AI system. The data collected and the purpose must be limited by design, and data with the AI system must be deleted upon request from the user. So I think this components of good AI policy is clear to all. Which of the following AI system is not capable of doing? So you have to tell out of these: helping in decision making, interpret visual scenes, recognize objects in videos, categorizing images, communicating with the user. So out of these, which option do you think AI is not capable of doing? Which one is the most difficult for the AI?
Sir, B.
Vinayak is saying B, and Raj is saying C, recognizing objects in videos. Raj is saying C, Agrima is saying B, and all are saying B. Vilina is saying C. Taru, okay, so now Shubhi is saying A, helping in decision making. So AI is not going to help us in decision making. So then what is the use of AI if AI is not going to help us in decision making? We are talking about that self-driving cars, autonomous cars. Then it is able to identify the objects. It is able to identify the people going around, and it is able to identify the signboards. So that one is being used, that AI is being used for identifying the objects. Now, which option do you think would be the correct? Yes? B1. Yes, as you all have started previously, interpret visual scenes. Everything, yes, everything can be done, but how to interpret the visual scene, that what actually is happening in front of it, whether two persons are fighting or whether two persons are just having fun together, they are standing in front of the camera. Yes, yes, right. As Raj is also providing information that yes, the person is angry or whether the person is excited or happiness. See, expression can at a point it can be detected by the system that yes, that person's facial expression is saying something. But the visual interpretation means the complete whatever it is going on. So till now, AI is unable to interpret that what actually is happening in front of it, whether it is a dangerous position or whether it is just a normal situation is going on. So that one is something which is different from the for the AI system, which is difficult for the AI system. Helping in decision making, it will help us. It can recognize objects in videos. It will categorize images. That this, if you have to categorize different fruits as by its shape or by its color, then it will be able to do it. It can communicate with the user. Only the most difficult part is interpreting visual scenes. Okay. So next question. Question number 5. The inability of the AI system to explain the reasoning behind the decision making is known as dash problem. The inability of the AI system. Now sometimes what happens that AI system is doing some sort of calculation and it is giving some output. Now user wants to know that how it is doing, how it is giving this output. Even the programmer themselves will not be able to tell the problem that why this is making such type of output, why it is making such type of wrong claims, because AI system is designed in such a way that it can develop its own logic. So that complete logic will be inside and nobody would be able to know it. So this problem has been given a term. So which type of problem it is? The inability of the AI system to explain the reasoning behind the decision making is known as dash problem. Let me see, is anybody typing anything? Okay. So the hint. This is the hint. Very good. Right. Black box. Black box. Black box means the secret is inside the black box and nobody would be able to know that what problem is. So whenever the black box problem is asked, that means that the AI system, that how the AI system is working, how the AI system is actually reasoning out and it is giving out some output, the logic behind it is hidden inside the black box. So this problem is called black box problem. Question number 6. Process of making a hardware or software capable of doing a repetitive task without human intervention. This one is simple. I have not given any hint for that, only the picture is there. Process of making a hardware or software. Yes, right answer. Vinayak has given automation is the right answer. Automation. When the work is done by its own. So sometimes there is people start feel that automation and AI is same, but it is not. Automation is a mechanical process by which the machine is continuously doing the same work again and again, and there is no intelligence involved in it. Though the machine is working by its own, but for that coding is predefined. It is pre-coded. It will do the same task only. This coding has not been developed by the AI system. So this is called automation. Question number 7. What is created by humans and machines in different forms that cannot be stored in a standard relational database? What is created by humans and machines in different forms that cannot be stored in a standard relational database? Intelligence. Intelligence is not developed by humans and machines. It is there, no? Intelligence is there. And that cannot be stored in a standard. Now, this is the hint. That cannot be stored in a standard relational database. This is the hint. No, not memory. We can say it can be created. Now, Taru, you are very close. We can say it is created or it is generated. It is created or generated by human and machine. That cannot. So this standard relational database is something very important. Because as you know that Taru has said data, because data can be stored in standard relational database. But there is another term which is very, very much related with AI, and we always talk about it in AI. Different forms means structured, semi-structured, unstructured. These are data. But it cannot be stored in standard relational database. Why? Because to store in a standard relational database, the data has to be only in a structured form. Okay, but what comes as unstructured data? What is there which is used by AI and it is unstructured? And it is in huge quantity. This is the answer. Okay, big data, right? As you have said, that data is there, facts is there, and textual data is there. So the word is big data. It is just a huge size or enormous size of data which is available on the internet, and it is generated by humans and machines in different forms, and it cannot be stored in a standard relational database. For that, different type of database has to be chosen. So we are going to talk about big data now. So big data, now with the big data, there these 4 V's. Now in your book there are 3 V's are there. Generally 5 V's can also be found, but we will restrict ourselves with these 4 V's. So as big data, we know that big data is the huge amount of data that is available and which is used by AI system in order to make predictions, in order to learn from it. So now these 4 V's means volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. Veracity is a new term which you are studying in AI. So volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. Now let us see all these things. Now V's of big data. Volume. Why we are talking about volume? 2.3 trillion gigabytes of data a day. So as you can see that 2.3 trillion gigabytes of data or GB of data is generated every day through devices. So that is a huge amount. So that is called volume, that so much volume is generated. Second is, you can say that velocity. So velocity means the speed. So as you can see, 50,000 Google searches, 7,000 tweets, 1,25,000 YouTube videos every second is being watched. Okay, so this is the speed by which data is generated. Now these data are not stored in any standard type of standardized database, but these data are being generated, and on every website these are being collected. So these data from different now YouTube will collect data of their viewers on their own site, and Twitter will collect the information on their own sites. Google will collect on its own search engine. So all these data are there. So whenever somebody would be requiring it, so without compromising with the user's security or privacy, these data would be made available to the person by the permission. So velocity is there. Third is variety. As we all know that there is no fixed type that data would be generated. Data can be video form, data could be in audio form. So structured, unstructured, and various data sources are there through which the data can be taken. So that is the variety. Variety means in different shapes and sizes. And finally, veracity. Now veracity means how much data is authentic. So that is also to be verified. So discrepancy, bias-free, and trustworthy data. So now whenever from a big data, when it will go to an AI system, when a project has to be created, then it has to be the judgment has to be made that whether this data is proper from a system or not, which data is to be taken, which data is reliable, from where the data has to be picked. So these constraints are also there. Let's see one more slide related to this. So volume stands for how much data. Variety means what kind of data. Velocity means how frequent or real time is the data. And veracity means how accurate and applicable is the data. So these are the 4 V's of big data.